Hello, Plymouth Park United Methodist Church. This is Marcus Womack, your pastor. I have some important updates for us as we move through the month of May. Based on such great participation in our survey and on the great work of our reopening task force, I'm excited to invite you on May 23rd to 2 worship services that day and moving forward indoors and in person. We're going to start with 2 services just now as a first step toward what we hope will become more normal routines over the course of the coming months. In beginning with worship, we hope that this is a great way to meet the greatest needs of our church family. And beginning with these 2 services will help us respond to the needs we've heard from our survey. Now, in every service, we're going to continue wearing masks and continue being physically distant. That's based on the Centers for Disease Control's newest recommendations and at the request of the annual conference we're part of in the United Methodist Church in North Texas. And so that is to care for one another, knowing that we have folks in our church, like our children, who don't have access to a vaccine yet. So we want to be as safe as possible and as caring as possible for all the needs of our church family. But it's exciting to look at these next steps beginning May 23rd. That's Pentecost Sunday. That is when Christianity had its birthday back a couple thousand years ago. And honestly, friends, it's also part of our church's tradition that our church was founded close to Pentecost 65 years ago. In 1956. So we look forward to celebrating that rich tradition of where we've come from in Christianity and where we've come from as a church family and how we take these first steps into this next chapter together. Now, as we do that, we're going to need all kinds of help. We're going to need the flexibility and patience and grace as we get our feet back underneath us and as we discern how best to move forward. We hope in 4 to 6 weeks to begin offering Sunday school and small groups and Bible studies. We hope over the course of the summer that things really feel more normal by then, but we have to wait and see how things develop in Dallas County and with the North Texas Annual Conference. So we need your patience there. Next, we would love to have any help in some volunteer preparation for things. We hope to have a church work day between now and that Saturday before, that if we get the inside and the outside of the building ready to greet more people, that anyone who's willing to help with that, talk to us and we will have a date set and more information coming your way for a church work day to prepare the facilities in the building for that. Next, we need help on May 23rd and moving forward with more volunteers. Volunteering and serving in worship is going to look a little different in these coming weeks. We need folks to help take attendance. That is going to be a different process. We're going to need folks to help usher, and that is going to look a little differently. And we're going to need help with folks running our media. We still have several families from our church who need to be online only for health and for their safety and for their comfort. And so we want to offer the best experience we can. The work Tom Rubeck has offered the past year has been phenomenal, and we're so grateful for that. When shifting gears to a live worship on Sunday mornings and broadcasting that live to people's homes, there are some upgrades and some changes we need to make. We're going to need a couple more volunteers for each worship service than we normally would ask for. We also are going to be investing at a minimum a couple of $1,000s to upgrade our hardware and our software for our connectivity and the best production possible. Additionally, in a dream scenario, we'd even try to hire a part-time person to help manage those live streams of our worship. But that could cost as much as $15,000 to $20,000 for our hardware and software upgrades to adding a staff person. Those are my wildest dreams, church. If you feel called to help make those dreams come true, if you feel called to volunteer or to invest financially to make our technological experience as good as possible and our video experience as good as possible, come talk to me. I'd love to hear from you. More than anything, though, we need your prayers. We need to be in prayer for one another as we take these next steps. We need to be in prayer as we prepare to join together in a different way than we have in the past year. And we remain in prayer for all those who have been affected by COVID-19, for all those who serve on the front lines as our doctors, our nurses, our healthcare workers, and those who have grieved and lost in this season. God is calling us in these next steps, and I pray that we listen faithfully and respond faithfully in how we care and love and serve. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for all the ways that you care for one another and that you serve in that greatest commandment of loving God and loving neighbor with your entire being. I hope to hear from you if you have prayers, needs, questions, concerns as we take these next steps. Be well. Peace.